Hey everyone, how y'all doing? So today I have a cool little fixed blade to show you. This is one I bought off of Amazon. It is the Sdokedc EDC knife. I mean, that's about all they say. It's listed as DC53, which is the steel. But yeah, I paid $19 and some cents for it. Right now, I just double checked. It's listed for $28. And for $20, this is one heck of a nice knife. Even at $28, this thing's not bad. So here's the box. Very plain, nothing, no stickers, no nothing. It came wrapped up in plastic and bubble wrap, and just like that. The knife itself was in plastic inside the sheath. So yeah, let's get that out of the way. And well, I'll show you the little printout I got in a minute. But what you get, what I got for $19, what you can get right now for $28, is a pretty nice little knife that is very, very similar, I have to say this, to the SECR 2.5. They've obviously copied the design, and if you go and look at their other knives, they copy other knives. They have one that's very similar to the Zula. There's another one that's copied after another maker's design, but they're very similar, slightly different. This is slightly larger than the the SECR 2.5. But anyways, on with this, what you get, pretty nice Kydex sheath. You get a Tech Lock clip right here, already mounted, and it's adjustable. I've actually taken one of these spacers out that was down here, so it fits on my belt. And nothing spectacular about it. It does not lock. There's no lock button on the clip, so that might be something to note. But you push, slide that down inside your belt. Ride's pretty decent. Ride's kind of high on the belt, but I found it doesn't bother me. I thought it would, but it doesn't. And like I said, Kydex sheath, decent retention. There's a little shake, little rattle, but it's not gonna come out. So enough about the sheath. Let's check this knife out. Very nice paring style knife. I've used it for food prep. My daughter carved a pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern with it. Works pretty good. It is a little bit thick blade stock. If it was thinner, it'd be more closer to a paring knife. My Micarta scales on here, lanyard hole, and it's burlap micarta. Very nice looking. I like the looks of it. Pretty smooth. I've used it in my hands wet, and seems to be a little grippier than dry. Good ergos on this thing. Feels really good in hand. It's lightweight. The knife itself weighs 2.64 ounces. So not too bad. The knife and sheath weigh 4.4 ounces. I forget it's on my belt. And this Kydex sheath has a nice thumb ramp right here to push off. So that's no issue. Easy to get back in. Check the blade out. Right there's the logo, Sdokedc. And it looks like this part right here is SD. Then on the back, it says DC53. That is the steel, which new steel to me. I guess it's a slight upgrade from D2. I haven't had no issues with it. I've used it. I've gotten it wet, washed it, put it in the strainer to dry. I have no rust spots or anything on it. I did wipe it off. I didn't leave it wet. Holding an edge good. And yeah, let's go over the specs a little bit. Let's get the ruler out. Move my coffee cup out of the way. So I did print off the one sheet here. You got a 2.68 inch blade. Overall length is 7.12 right here. That's what it says. I weighed these. I weighed it just before I started this video. The knife weighs 2.6 ounces on my scale, 75 grams. With the sheath and the clip, it came out to 4.4 ounces, 126.27 grams. I do not know what this gross weight of 209 grams, 7.37 ounces is, because it does not weigh that much. Attachment, Kydex Sheath, blade surface treatment, black stone wash or stone wash. They do have a black stone wash version, different handle. I got the plain, and it says it is heat treated to 60-61 Rockwell hardness. So like I said, seems to be holding up, holding edge. Yeah, pretty good. Now I've cut up an onion, pepper. We carved out a pumpkin. I've used it on boxes. I've used it, for as much as I could when I carried it. I've only carried it a few times in total, but this thing has been living around the house, in the kitchen, on the bookshelf. I grab it all the time, use it. So, very nice. And I don't know what else more to say other than I like it. Let's check that blade stock. It is kind of thick for this size of a knife, but it's not super, it ain't really that thick, just for a short blade. 0.11, and the blade height is only 0.6. Handle thickness back here is 0.6, and they're nice and contoured, very comfortable in hand. Kind of shadow box deal where the tang kind of sticks above the scales a little bit. No issues. It's not uncomfortable or anything. Probably the only fit and finish issue that I would point out is the screws are not completely flush or inset into the scales. You can see on the top here, they kind of stick up. Kind of ugly looking, but you don't feel that. In fact, my finger kind of lands on that screw a little bit. Adds just a little bit of purchase to it. But overall, even though this is definitely a rip-off of an Essie CR 2.5, or Essie's Bird and Trout knife, which I want, I'm going to get someday. This is a good substitute, for 20 to 30 bucks. It's way cheaper than the Essie DC53 steel. I can't complain about this. very much. Just an overall, it is a nice knife. Nice design, although it is copied from someone else, but it's not a clone. They're not claiming it to be an SECR 2.5. This thing doesn't even have a name, to tell you the truth. Nice lanyard hole right there. But yeah, the design definitely borrowed, stolen, whatever you want to call it, which I'm not a fan of, but hey, I only had a little bit of money. I wanted a new fixed blade, and I got this one. Now, if I can turn this camera around, I'll show you how it rides on the belt, and that'll be it. Okay, so this is how it rides on the belt. Like I said, it does ride kind of high, but it causes no issues for me. And I got a belly, so it doesn't really jab me in the side or anything. I've driven with it on, done everything with it. Kind of, for me, I kind of gotta reach up, pull it out. It's not that comfortable to do, and easy to get back in. Now, show you what I'm carrying today. I am carrying the Spyderco Native 5 lightweight, one of my favorite Spydercos I have. This is Spy 27 steel, the cobalt blue FR and handles, back lock. I do have a Lynch clip, deep carry clip on it. I like that a lot better. But yeah, I guess that's it. Do the usual like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And until next video, bye.